Hemo. Hemo. Hey, anin line up Tonyo. Oh, kafe. Anin line up. Oh, yes, line up.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another exciting day of fixtures live from the Kuman Lampak main stadium, wherein we have two teams who are willing to put forth their best foot forward in the third game, or rather in the third round fixtures of Group 6 in the ongoing Hero 76th NFC Santosh Trophy. We have Lakshadweep on one side, all set to take on the group toppers Manipur at the other. We have two captains, all set in the center for the toss. Anwar NP representing Lakshadweep, wherein Subhash Singh Singham, a seasoned warrior in the antiquity of Indian football, all set to take the mantle for Manipur. We'll quickly try and introduce you to the teams, but before we go to that, right now we would also like to give you a quick heads up about the current group standings. Manipur comfortably placed at the top of Group 6 in the ongoing edition of Santosh Trophy, wherein they have already vanquished Himachal Pradesh in their last game by a staggering margin of 5-2, wherein Chandigarh was also demolished in their rampaging spree by a significant margin of 3-1. Lakshadweep, on the contrary, are still to open their account in the ongoing edition of the tournament. In the last match, they were completely obliterated by a marauding Punjab as they conceded 3 goals with nothing to show for their individual attacks. And now these two teams are all set, are willing to showcase their might in order to prove themselves. Here's the starting 11 for Lakshadweep: Sahil, Anwar NP, Mohammad Tafroq, Nasrullah Haq, Shiaz Khan, Nuruddin, Mohammad Hassan, Shebuddin, Mudassir Khan, Mohammad Niyaz. And the subs are Sahir Khan, Abdul Nasib, Mohammad Ashal, Shahjaul Haq, Abid Ali Khan, Lukman ul Hakim, Riazuddin P, Nasib Asi, Akramul Haq, Amir PVP, Sharif P. And the head coach of Lakshadweep is Sri Kumar Radha. Here's a starting lineup for Manipur. We have Houkeep under the woodwork, Denai Singh, Roman Singh, Carrick, Kaviraj Sharma, Kishan Singh, Naoba Singh, Yangbi Longwa, Nauja Singh, Subhash Singh, and Maling Bangma starting for Manipur. Wherein the subs are Ronald Singh, Boy Singh, Samson, Danjal, Ponsiba Singh, Lashram, Samishan Shirak, Vidya Chandra, Santa Yumlim, Siddharth Rana, and A.B. Virabu. And they will be playing under the chaperonage of Gift Rekhan, a very gifted individual who have been masterminding teams, football teams for a while now. And he will definitely like Manipur to showcase their aggression right from the very start. Let me quickly introduce you to the teams of the day. We have Manipur in whites attacking on your screen from the right to the left, wherein we have Lakshadweep in yellow attacking on your screen from the left to the right. And we are live from the Koman Lampak main stadium, right from the heart of Manipur. And it is Manipur who gets us underway in the first fixture of the day from the Koman Lampak main stadium. And Manipur straightforward on the move with a couple of short passes stitched together in the midfield. Lakshadweep just willing right now to sit back and defend a bit because the game's just started. It's 19 seconds in the clock. Manipur somehow believe that they will like to uphold their marauding instinct, their predatory instincts, and start pushing Lakshadweep on the back foot right from the very start, maybe underlining the kind of bedazzling brilliance that they bring forth to the platter along with their scintillating attacking unit. Couple of short passes being stitched together between Manipur right now, and they are taking their time, trying to go forward, just hoping to open the door or maybe at least knock on the door once early into the game. The ball is fallen into the far left. A bit of a nice turn and twist there from the Manipuri player, trying to go for an opportunity. However, he was not able to control it. It was Moirangtheng Malingba, a man who scored the brace in the preceding fixture and will now try and take his luck or try and test his luck. A long-range opportunity comes floating in from Manipur. However, that was not well directed and neither did it have the required sting that would have troubled Mohammad Hassan under the woodwork of Lakshadweep. Manipur already proving to be slightly heftier amongst the two sides, pegging back Lakshadweep into their own half. I believe Lakshadweep will also have their ideas clear. They will not like to try and go or try and venture forth with an exceptional high line against a team like Manipur, who are always on the prowl, who are always looking for opportunities. And if you allow them that space that they require, it's absolutely catastrophic. Because getting back against a resolute Manipuri defense is not an easy task to do. Now that's a ball sent down to that far right. The ball's kept alive by Manipur. A long range, and what a strike to start the day for Manipur. 3 minutes on the clock, and they have taken the lead through an absolute thunderbolt. A clinical strike. Lakshadweep was caught napping, and they have the prize, and a hefty one. It's just 3 minutes on the clock, and Manipur has already got their noses ahead in the game. A long cross. Nobody really expected them to take that shot, but the shot did come flying in, and the goalkeeper stood a mere spectator there. What a clinical finish. An absolutely impeccable hit for Manipur, and they are surging at the moment at the Koman Lampak main stadium. While we were going ahead and narrating the goal, the beauty of it, we just saw Lakshadweep hoping to come forward with a fray of their own, maybe try and exploit the Manipuri defense or catch them by surprise while they still bask in the revelry of that opener. But Manipur somehow is not willing to give away that early space. They've recovered and they were already on the move, and now they've snatched the ball back from Lakshadweep in the midfield, and I would like to essay an opportunity, an offensive of their own. They're doing a decent job of controlling the ball, keeping the possession in their favor, and they now go forward with those short lateral passes. However, this wasn't a decent pass at the end that will allow Lakshadweep to try and break. They'll need the numbers forward if they want to create an attacking unit of their own. Those long passes won't really be coming to the fore. Those long passes won't really be working out the trick that they would be expecting to go their way. They'll need a few people going forward. They'll have to show the courage of actually putting the numbers up, because if you try and sit back and keep on defending against this marauding, this predatory Manipuri unit, it'll not be an easy job for you to try and break open the defenses later in the game, because with every passing minute, they're growing in stature, they keep on growing in confidence, and with every single second that wheezes away, they are going to be absolutely impregnable. Here's the confirmation of the goal. It was Naoma Meite who unloaded that blitzer of an absolute cracking effort. And now they have a corner going their way. There's just 4 minutes on the clock, and it's all happening for Manipur right now. Lakshadweep somehow stunned and bamboozled by the brilliance stitched so far by Manipur. It's a corner right now. Floats it into the mix. An opportunity, a header, but drags it wide. Almost on the cusp of finding that second goal. Mohammad Hassan, the goalkeeper, once again staying rooted, transfixed to his spot. Absolutely motionless, considering the stature of the efforts that are right now being stitched by Manipur wildly in the opening few minutes of the first half. Lakshadweep has completely lost their way in the first 300 seconds of the game as Manipur keeps on knocking on the door over and over again. Another corner here, just as Manipur was prowling on the brink. Lakshadweep had to put in an urgent foot there, trading it away for another set piece here. And we have Naoma Meite, the goal scorer, all set to unload the corner into the mix. Takes in a lovely corner. The ball still stays at the feet of Manipur. However, Lakshadweep standing tall, doing justice to their heavily bloated defensive unit. The question is, how long can they stall this Manipuri unit for a second time? Because the opener has arrived, the doors have been cracked open. Another howler there from Manipur, however, not well utilized by Lakshadweep. It's a very team effort from distance, was straight away submitted at the arms or in the arms of the goalkeeper, who's done a decent job so far under the woodwork, who's protected his citadel pretty decently. despite the fact that they've conceded 3 goals so far in the tournament. Manipur has actually compensated for that with an ultra aggressive attacking unit. Now, that is what they will be banking upon right now in order to get themselves more goals. And Lakshadweep will be desperate to try and find an outlet early in the game, at least if not the back of the net, at least try and pin back Manipur to this half of this field, because right now the state of affairs that's ongoing at the Kuman Lampak main stadium, it doesn't seem that they have an answer to the unsparing belligerents of Manipur. Lakshadweep keeps on knocking around in their defense, and Manipur keeps on prowling, breathing heavily on their neck, looking around for opportunities, sneaking around, sniping around for every single pocket of space, no matter how big or how small, every single shooting opportunity that come their way. They are willing to put that to the test. They are willing to use their attacking unit to try and compound further misery upon an already ailing Lakshadweep unit. Another long ball sent forward, kind of a race between the Lakshadweep and the Manipuri player. However, that's gone out for a goal kick now in favor of Manipur. Manipur will try and take their time, will try and control the tempo of the game like they already are. They'll try and dictate the possession. They'll try and stitch together those important passes. Those are required in order to venture forth into the opposition half and venture forth in their most intimidating avatar. They continue passing the ball amongst themselves, just trying to goad Lakshadweep and coming forward and attacking them, trying to galvanize the opposition to dart out of their own box so that they have some space of their own and they can enforce themselves in a far more terrorizing avatar that they already are doing at the moment. Another long ball came floating in, but this time it would be crossing the bounds, eventually imparting a throw in favor of Manipur. 9 minutes onto the clock, we are headed toward the 10th minute mark, and the game has entirely been bossed by the hosts Manipur as they comfortably toy around, running rings around Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep somehow are still desperate to find an outlet to let off their steam. They are caught in the eye of the storm, and Manipur keeps on intensifying it further and further with every wheezing second in the game. Another long ball there attempted for the player stationed in the far right. However, they wouldn't really be successful in trying and capturing it and eventually turning into an attack of their own. Try and pursue a chance, try and pursue another crack at goal. Something from the range, maybe something that got them that opener of the day. And they now come knocking from that right wing. That right wing has so far been a Pandora's box for the oppositions as they've kept on swarming through that right wing. This was another chance trying to use that right flank to their favor. Lakshadweep desperately seeking help. A long ranger comes in. However, that was not at all well controlled. There was too much power behind the ball, and it was definitely not well placed as it floated over the woodwork, keeping the Manipuri goalkeeper rooted to his spot. Lakshadweep stitching those balls forward, tries to prance his way past that right wing, assessing his options, sends it to that far left now. Can they get a chance? Can they get another shy at goal? They're desperate to keep the ball alive in their favor. However, Lakshadweep does an extremely well-constructed job of snatching away the ball from the opposition and eventually drive forward with an avenue of their own. They managed to keep the possession at their feet alive. Manipur's desperate attempts to steal it away went in vain until that point wherein Lakshadweep themselves gifted away the opportunity to the opposition. And now it's as comfortable as it gets once again for Manipur. Playing those short passes in the defense, keeping things under control, dictating the tempo of the game, running rings around their opposition, keeping a lion share of their possession in keeping a lion share of the possession in their favor. And it eventually rolls out of bounds. Not significant enough, however. Now Lakshadweep trying to stitch forward a pass of their own. They're a fairly younger side. They're still to gain the required experience that you need to counter a juggernaut like Manipur in a tournament. But nevertheless, they're learning that this man, he's a mastermind. He has previously been the mastermind of several illustrious football clubs of India, and definitely when he's taken over the reins of Manipur, he has a strategy in mind. He's a man with methods, and his methods have been producing handsome dividends for the men in white right now, for the hosts of the Manipuri leg of the ongoing Hero 76th NFC Santosh Trophy. Now that was a decent intervention from Lakshadweep, and that's a lovely ball that's sent down to that far right, trying to sneak a shot of their own. They did manage to go for that shot, but he never really had a favorable angle at his behest, something that could allow him to try and fire home an opportunity of his own, something to try and test in a lot more convincing manner. And now Manipur had an opportunity coming from their own, and an opportunity of their own. They're trying to carve open the right wing once again, but this time the pass that could have set open that right wing was slightly heavier than the player would have anticipated, as it rolled out of bounds, rather flew out of bounds in order to impart a throw-in in favor of Lakshadweep. Another throw-in now in favor of Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep trying desperately. To find a way forward. Now plays it forward. However, Manipur, completely aware and vigilant of their surroundings, steals away the possession for themselves. And that's a bit of a cheeky affair there in their own half. Just trying to dribble their way past a Lakshadweep player. Manipur will have to be careful, because in the ongoing tournament they have already committed a couple of howlers that have cost them a couple of goals. Now, probably right now, with the number of goals that they have in their repertoire, it won't really bother them. However, later in the knockout stages or something, when they face an even tougher team. However, right now we'll get back to that. An opportunity for Manipur. He did try to slice a chance for himself from that far right, angling the ball towards that far post. However, he wasn't really successful, as the ball floated over the woodwork by inches, of course, but nonetheless, it wasn't anywhere close to the back of the net, allowing Lakshadweep to breathe a sigh of reprieve as the scoreline still remains 1-0. Well, definitely they have a mountain to climb. They have to plug that deficit, no matter how slender it is. But until and unless they do manage to equalize, they do manage to restore parity at the Kuman Lampak main stadium, things are still a far cry for them. Manipur keep on coming in waves against the Lakshadweep defensive unit, and somehow the men in yellow continues to struggle to keep the ball in their favor, continues to struggle to keep marauding Manipuri units at bay. It has been a tough task. They've already conceded that opener. However, other than that, it seems that they are right now relying partly on their defense and partly on their fortune to keep Manipur at bay. Another long ball being attempted to send to the player at the far left. However, the defender of Lakshadweep pulling off a phenomenal job of stepping forth, leaping his marker, and eventually cutting it short. But the ball's back at the Manipur once again, trying to use that right wing. But that first touch was slightly heavy than he would have expected, and that is what allowed Lakshadweep to try and poke an extended foot that took the ball away. Now that was a foul throw that was done by Manipur, which eventually allowed Lakshadweep to try and get a throw in for themselves. But the question is, how long can they keep the ball in their possession? How many passes can they stitch together? How long can they keep Manipur at bay from snatching the ball away? Well, the answer was just a couple of seconds and a couple of passes. As Manipur is once again on the prowl, this time from the left wing. They managed to keep the ball alive, a bit of a tangle there, and eventually now a throw in favor of Manipur. Taking their time, not really in a hurry. It's going to be a long throw in. They will try and find that insurance goal just in order to ensure the kind of advantage, the kind of sway they have hold over their counterparts that reverberates louder with every passing minute. Lakshadweep living dangerously on the edge, holding on to the cliff as if their life depends upon it. And that's how it should be done, actually, at least against a team like Manipur, who's got some tremendous pyrotechnics up their sleeves. Here's the coach of Lakshadweep, Sri Kumar Radha, not really a happy man, a tensed man too, asking his players to be a lot more focused, hollering at his players to try and take away or to try and keep a lot more possession at their feet. That would force Manipur also out of their stations. That would force Manipur to think differently. Right now, it's kind of very easy for Manipur because all that Lakshadweep is doing is defending. Now, in an attempt to thwart the opposition, they've managed to clip and bring the player down, eventually gifting away a free kick here. A quick exchange of hands. On the screen, we can see Naoba Mete, the goal scorer, who's once again set to unload a free kick into the box. An opportunity for them to make it count, however, not a decent free kick. It was headed away comfortably. By Lakshadweep, a loud appeal there. The ball remains at the feet of Manipur. The referee have played away the advantage. There was a appeal for a handball and it was pretty clear, but eventually at the end of the day, Manipur couldn't really use the advantage to their favor because the flag has gone up and it's an offside. But only for a few seconds did Lakshadweep manage to keep the possession at their feet, as Manipur is back on the prowl and they are surging forward once again. They are looking for a few more opportunities. They are looking for another strike that can help them establish their domination. A few short passes. It continues between Manipur right now. Lakshadweep still chasing shadows and ghosts. Still trying to figure out what exactly is going on or what has hit them right now. They are scrambling away in their own half. They are trying to take away every possible opportunity from the feet of Manipur. They're trying to keep the reckoning force in whites at bay. And Manipur simply has it too easy at the moment, with Lakshadweep not even hoping to press forward. That was a bit of a nifty chance there, kind of cheeky there from Manipur. Maybe just trying to use that aerial route while heading the ball above the goalkeeper, who was slightly out of his line. But even if that header would have been placed, I don't think that would have been a bit more troubling for the goalkeeper. But nonetheless, the effort deserved plaudits, considering the fact that these efforts are not easy to come by. And now Manipur once again, this time they are back on that left wing. Plays a back pass, keeps the ball under their control. Testing a few options forward. Let them try and form another opportunity for the men in white. Short passes so far being one of the most imperative weapons in the already bloated armament of Manipur, and they have utilized it in a pretty decent fashion. They have brought it out whenever required. They've challenged the authorities of the other teams in the boldest of incarnations, and that is what makes them so dangerous, so menacing. The understanding of the game that they have, the experience that they have, and the kind of think tank that they have in the man called Gif Rekhan is absolutely unparalleled in the Group 6 teams. Oh, that was some brilliant footwork there. A lovely little turn, allowing the Manipuri player to try and get past his marker. Eventually did as well, but the resultant effort wasn't decent enough, wasn't even close to producing something significant in favor of Manipur. Now a throw-in. Throw-in has been taken in a pretty short fashion. Rolling the ball left and right. Sends another long ranger. Oh, that was dipping menacingly towards the goal. But only the distance in the ball was a bit too much than the player would have liked. It was Carrick with a phenomenal strike. His intention was right. He saw the goalkeeper slightly off his line. Only if he could have called it to perfection, that could have been another catastrophic blow to the aspirations of Lakshadweep. Manipur is back on the ball again. Another long-ranging effort. The goalkeeper completely misses the flight. Fortunate, however, that the ball wasn't on goal. Mohammad Hassan coming out of the station, leaping, putting in a full sketch, flying dive. And at the end of the day, all of this effort to miss the ball, to miss the line in the flight and the delivery, that could have been another telling blow to the aspirations of Lakshadweep, because only if there would have been a player waiting at the far right. However, there wasn't, and the ball was steered away to safety. However, the possession still remains very much under control of Manipur. Lakshadweep merely savoring fragments of it. And Manipur is not willing to give up that possession that easily. Another ball, another aerial ball, just trying to split open the defense from that central channel. This was the opportunity. Look at the goalkeeper. Comes in with a lateral dive without the faintest of idea that he was not even close to the ball. Well, that can be a dent on his confidence. That can be a dent on the momentum that he's so far built for himself. Manipur is back on the ball. This is really getting nightmarish for Lakshadweep at the moment. An opportunity here for Manipur, and a brilliant save from the goalkeeper. Eventually trading it away for a corner. We'll try and confirm whether it was the goalkeeper who actually saved it or an extended foot of Lakshadweep. But look at the delivery. Picture perfect. It's still not clear from the angle that whether it was a goalkeeper or an extended foot of the defender. However, it's a corner at the end of the day. And it seems that Manipur right now desperately wants that second goal. And the corner is played to that far right. Lakshadweep will win the ball and also win the throw-in as it took a sharp deflection off a Manipuri player. And it rolled out of bounds for a throw. Now that is some decent goalkeeping from Mohammad Hassan, who extended his foot to eventually deny another almost assured goal for Manipur. Clawing around desperately in order to keep his citadel intact with every possible measure that he has at his disposal. It has so far been pretty easy pickings for Manipur, and Lakshadweep just walking around in the park. The intent has been missing. The hope and the belief hasn't also been that great in favor of Lakshadweep. Another long ball being played by the Manipur midfield with the hope that it'll eventually reach the player onto the far left. But the ball did reach actually, but the collection wasn't really clean. There was a cumbersome challenge that came in that dropped. This was the push. That wasn't really a decent push at all. It would question the authority if a player who was actually trying to collect the ball, because the Manipuri player wasn't really, his possession wasn't clear on the ball, and hence a free kick was given. But once again, Manipur comes knocking on the doors, and a bit of a poor delivery there, allowing Lakshadweep to put a foot there. And eventually the clearance wasn't a decent one either. It was flying away actually. Manipur on the move. Sends in a brilliant goal, and the second goal of the day has arrived. However, Lakshadweep gets a breather because the flag was already up. A bit of a disappointment there for Manipur, but that was a picture perfect cross there, floating from the left. Look at that 1-2. It was everything that you would ask. It was a brilliant 1-2 between Brahmin Singh and the captain Subhash Singh. And that run, he just couldn't time his run to perfection, still keeping the scoreline intact at 1-0. But that was one brilliant phase of game wherein Manipur almost got themselves an insurance goal. But nonetheless, as fortunate have it, the scorecard still remains where it was before that move. But once again, even despite the fact that the goal did not arrive, but that was definitely another warning peal, another warning bell ringing louder than ever for the men in yellow. Another lovely 1-2 and a brilliant run down that left wing, bombing across, hoping to send it across. Eventually he was thwarted by the Lakshadweep defense in the first goal, but once again the chances keep on knocking. It's the captain now who's trying to operate from the left wing for Manipur. However, they'll have to wait another long range effort coming all the way. And that was a bit of a bumpy collection from Mohammad Hassan because it felt as if he has slipped. Look at this chance. There you go. It wasn't really a clean collection at the end because if you see it, it felt as if his back foot has slipped and he eventually knocked onto the ground. But it's just didn't miss. Another chance floated in from the left. It's all Manipur at the moment. It's completely Manipuri dominance in its most brightest livery. It's as if they are steamrolling the Lakshadweep defenders at will. And it's just a matter of moments before they find the back of the net for a second time in a chilly morning at Manipur. Another lovely cross floated in, a tantalizing one from the left. But Lakshadweep standing tall, thwarting any opportunity that can come away from the left. Manipur once again on the ball, stitches it back, keeps the possession alive, sends it towards the far right. Can the Manipuri player send it back in? Does manage to head it back in, but only till the head of a Lakshadweep player. But Lakshadweep not really able to control the ball, still perplexed at the incessant attacking aggression or at the attacking forays of Manipur. They eventually headed away for a throw-in and gives away the possession to Manipur cheaply. It's as simple, it's as easy, it's as convincing as it gets for Manipur. And they will not stop, they will not relent until and unless they have completely obliterated Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep attacker just trying desperately to get at least some part of the possession in the opposition half. The only time when Lakshadweep has touched the ball is either while they have cleared it, either while they have defended, or either while they have desperately clawed away Manipur from their own half. Other than that, it's been entirely Manipur who have been stitching chances brilliant, who have been stitching absolutely brilliant chances, and there was a bit of an entitlement of feet. The referee quickly rushing over to the spot. But this was the chance here. He did manage to go his way forward. Now, he took a tumble, but while he took a tumble, while he was on the turn, he also did manage to put in a quick lock of his leg. This was the chance. He goes forward, a slight tap, he stays up on his feet. Now, that was kind of a dive there. And then it was the Lakshadweep player, if you look at it. But this is clean. He stands up on his feet. No connection because the Lakshadweep player went clearly for the ball. It was Kisan Singh, the man who fell down and eventually brought down the Lakshadweep player as well, thereby allowing them for a free kick. Almost half an hour, or rather half an hour has been clocked already. And as things stand, Manipur has an early lead for themselves. It was Naoba Mete with an absolute thunderbolt from range, raising the opposition at absolute will and vim. It's good to see that Isan Singh is back on his feet, because that is what matters at the end of the day. And it's a free kick now in favor of Lakshadweep. We can see the crowds coming in slowly. It's a chilly morning at Manipur, and you can expect them to take their time and arrive at the stadium. But nonetheless, football has always been a budding sport in Manipur, and football has been a sport that has been embraced with arms wide open. Manipur has gifted countless footballers, countless iconic footballers to the fabric of Indian football. The contributions that they have had so far has been absolutely impeccable, and it's talked about highly whenever someone talks about Indian football, because that is how it is. And seeing them dominate Group 6 in the Hero 76 Santosh Trophy is simply a blazing testimony, kind of bedazzling brilliance to the kind of domination that they have stitched over their counterparts over the years. So that is what it is. I mean, Manipur just extending their imperious run over their counterparts at the Homan Lampak main stadium right now against Lakshadweep. Manipur comes from the right again, keeps the ball at their feet, does a quick back pass, sends in a scarring cross. Once again, the goalkeeper has made a hash of affairs, and he'll be paying the price. Mohammad Hassan, not really having a great day in office, came out of his line and eventually realized that he's overrun there. Look at this. This cross was actually supposed to be caught clean by the goalkeeper. He did manage to come out. But because of the fact that he's actually overrun there, he had to claw his way back towards the back. And eventually the clearance wasn't a decent one. And the predatory Isan Singh waiting for the opportunity as soon as he saw the ball bobbling up from the goalkeeper's hands, and there was no chance that the goalkeeper was reaching it back. He went for the header, and he calmly nudged it home from point blank range with the entire goal gaping at him. And it's now Manipur who's firmly stationed in the driver's seat, wherein Lakshadweep are slowly fading away from the game with absolutely nothing to showcase for their own dominance. Well, there's a quick correction. It wasn't Kisan Singh who got the goal. It was Nauja Singh who found the back of the net with that thumping header. So apologies for the same. However, the game's back, and Manipur once again on the prowl. Gift Rekhan will definitely be a happy man seeing his team dominate this game imperiously, seeing his team totally leaving out Lakshadweep from the contention. And if Lakshadweep is defeated in this contest, their campaign is almost virtually over, even despite the few games remaining. But it doesn't seem like that there will be much that they can hope for from those remaining 3 games. And an attempt from Manipur to send across towards the far right. It's a captain right now who was in contention of the ball, and it's back to the captain, Subhash Singh Singham. There's a lovely 1-2. Plays it forward now, and another attempt to create a fine 1-2 was thwarted by Lakshadweep, but Manipur does reclaim the possession for themselves and twist and turns around the Manipuri defenders and midfielders to go forward in numbers, to go forward in waves, and leave the opposition perplexed and bamboozled and punch-drunk at the sheer audacity of Manipur, at the sheer outrageous attacking unit of Manipur. It's a lovely long ball sent forward towards the far right. Brilliantly controlled, sends across, however. There was overhead, and that was also not well directed as the ball flew over the woodwork by the goalkeeper who drew to his path. It was a lovely ball and such a well-controlled cross. In that first touch, it was absolutely stuff of folklore there from the Manipuri player stationed onto the far right. However, the cross wasn't as impeccable as the first touch was, and eventually Lakshadweep was allowed to breathe again after Manipur made a hash of affairs with the cross. It's 36 minutes in the clock, and Lakshadweep continues to struggle while Manipur continues to excel. With every passing minute, their attack is compounding, then their attacking intensity has been compounding, and the sharpshooters are coming forth in all their glory, stitching together those short passes, keeping those formations intact, ensuring the fact that the possession remains in their favor. But in Lakshadweep, simply out there in the field, looking out for their own goal, just hoping desperately that they are able to keep their own citadel intact, at least with the current margin that they are in the midst of. They do not want further goals to be crossing. They do not want further balls to be crossing their own goal line, because otherwise it is going to be absolutely catastrophic. The bells of doom are already ringing louder than ever. And now, if they let one more goal slip through their defenses, well, that pretty much is the match being conceded. The ball's back now at the feet of Lakshadweep. Apologies, at the feet of Manipur. And they are comfortable. They are poised at the moment. The poise hasn't crumbled at all. And definitely, their attacking unit has been extremely reassuring of the fact that even if they are resorting to a higher line of defense, they will manage to get something for themselves. Well, another attempt to try and cross in from the right, to try and send a minus from the right. But before he could have done that, the ball had already managed to cross the line, eventually gifting away a goal kick now in favor of Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep just trying to twist and turn a bit, maybe fancy their chances against Manipur, but see, in a game of football, fancying your chances is one thing, and putting flesh and bones, brick and mortar to the same is something different. Dreaming is one thing, executing is something different. Something wherein moving forward with the belief, putting forth the required numbers, showing the urgency to score is one more, is completely different. So that is what has been the difference. That is what been the widening chasm with every passing second between Manipur and Lakshadweep. Manipur has been a team that has believed and actually carried forward with the action. And believe me, what you're seeing right now in the field or on the field is the glass-shattering crescendo of years of hard work, of months of hard work coming together. What you're seeing is an explosion of talent, but this didn't happen in a day. This didn't happen overnight. Another lovely cross was being expected to come in. However, it was blocked by Lakshadweep, but the ball still remains in favor of Manipur. Once again, it's Muhammad Hassan who's all over the place right now, wobbling with, or rather wobbling with a slump and his confidence. Another golden opportunity. Once again, the goalkeeper coming out of his line, missing the flight of the delivery, almost allowing Manipur to try and sneak a third. He'll have to be a lot more careful than what he's doing right now. He's simply invoking trouble for himself and for his team. Another effort there. Another lovely cross coming from the right. Another glancing header, but not on target, missing the post by whiskers. It's all Manipur right now, swarming over an ailing Lakshadweep like a roaring beast. Lakshadweep absolutely clueless about what to do, where to go. They are fumbling in the dark. They do not have a savior. They do not have a messiah. They do not have anything right now to showcase for themselves other than the fragmented opportunities,
Apa hal
or
lah?
rather the
Ilaw tak.
fragmented, resolute displays of defense that has tried and tried and tried
Asal
to
hina.
snatch the ball
Ay,
away from
si
Manipur.
Bam.
That has so far been the story of the first half, wherein Manipur has kept on driving forward with conviction, with belief, with hope, with the required numbers and firepower, wherein Lakshadweep has desperately fumbled in the dark for a fire blanket while they have been set ablaze by a marauding Manipur, the group toppers of Group 6 at the Koman Lampak main stadium in Manipur. We are down to the final 3 minutes of regulation time in the first half. And as time passes by, Manipur is heading towards another half of domination. They have maintained their extraordinary sequence of securing those early lead in the game. This is the third time in the tournament that they have managed to secure that early lead, forcing the opposition into not a cautious but a scrambling retreat. It's as if they're running for lives, they're running away to the hills in front of a resolute Manipur. Lakshadweep has been left isolated at the moment. They've been marooned by their own firepower. They are in an island of despair at the moment, because so far they've lost the first 2 games in the ongoing campaign, and right now as things are headed, they are being toyed with by Manipur. They do not have anything to showcase for themselves. Their attacking unit has completely switched off. They haven't savored a decent spell of possession in the opposition half. They have been left devastated and scorched by the opposition as they keep on knocking, as Manipur keeps on knocking on the door over and over again. The knocks getting louder and louder. Lakshadweep will like to go to the tunnel with this scoreline and try and catch a break for themselves. Try and have an intense discussion with the coach. Try and create something different, create something significant. If not a goal, but at least a decent spell of attack. Manipur, oh, that's a lovely flick that allows Manipur to send another cross from the right. However, the defense of Lakshadweep standing tall, but not for long. Once again, Manipur has the ball, and it's on that far right that they are trying to dictate and dominate. And the ball's gone out of play, and another corner has been awarded in favor of Manipur. Another chance for them to try and sneak themselves ahead by the third goal. It's Subhash Singh Singham, the captain of Manipur, who's heading up to unload the set piece into the blender.
Oh,
Just as we talk,
extra time.
the additional minutes are being shown. A lovely corner
1
there.
minute.
A bit too far away from the goal. The header wasn't really compact and composite.
1 minute.
It was slightly off target, and it actually lacked power. So had it been on target, most likely the goalkeeper Mohammad Hassan would have comfortably taken care of that, because at the end of the day, it wasn't a decent enough header. It was a questionable essay. Just 1 minute of added time. There haven't been many stoppages in the game, so it's easy for the referee to just get the game on. Allowed a lot of advantages. He's not brought a card at all. So this has been a pretty disciplined affair. It's been a pretty disciplined between two sides who are willing to showcase their best avatars onto the field. Manipur sends a long ball. Lakshadweep desperately clawing it out. Can Manipur win the ball back? Well, they have. Well, just while we were talking about discipline, call it a commentator's curse if you may, but the yellow card has come out, and the goal scorer Naoba Meite has been booked. The first booking of the game just on the cusp of half time. That's slightly unfortunate. I mean, they were totally dictating the game.
Oh.
He somehow was desperate for the
Enzo,
possession of the
tonight
ball.
don't
He
think so
wanted
much.
to snatch it
Right,
away.
so we can
This
lock
was
it
the
out.
chance.
Min here they lum.
I mean, like, this was where it all happened. Oh, while he was breaking away from the defender, there was a slight shrug of the elbow. It wasn't really clear. It wasn't clear whether the player did catch that
Você
elbow
quase
or
não dá
not,
no
but the
boxe.
referee believes that he did. This is where it all happened. It was just for a
Oh,
split
hello,
second.
local.
If you have
Please,
followed it, but it
please,
happened
please,
right in
local.
front of the eyes of the
GP.
referee. There's a confirmation. No, Mamete. Well, he's had a happening
Uma boa
first half. He
participação.
scored a screamer, and then he's created
Ele
countless
vem recorde
chances
mesmo,
from that
ele
right wing, combining perfectly with Subhash Singh at times and or with Kisan Singh as well in the midfield. However, just as we head
ele vai
towards
por
the end
mim,
of the
min
first
here.
half,
Ah,
a yellow card was being brought out, considering the fact that there was a slight elbow throw from Nova Singh Mayday. Eventually, it was caught on the camera for a split second, but the referee believes that shouldn't have been done. And nonetheless, that's the end of the first half. A fine first half being played by Manipur, entirely dominating the game with all the required firepower, with all the required sharpshooters that they had in their ranks. Right now, as things stand, it's Manipur who has a 2 goal cushion for themselves. As the first half comes to an end, Manipur leads the game by 2 goals to nil, with Nova Mete scoring the first of the day,
Não vai
while
ajudar, né?
Nocha Singh finding the second. And Lakshadweep still to register a decent shot on target, still to register a decent opportunity for themselves, still to register at least a decent spell of possession. This was the first goal. Look at that finish. Absolutely picture perfect. Laser like precision, leaving the goalkeeper stranded to his own spot. That was an absolute screamer of the highest order, flowing from the feet of Naoba Mete. Look at it. Look at this execution. Perfect power, perfect hit, nailed to perfection into the bottom left corner of the net. We'll try and showcase the second goal. This was the second goal there. The second goal was more of a goalkeeper's howler. And this was the goal. We'll try and showcase you. We're trying to focus on the goal. However, the camera angles aren't really in our favor. This is a goal. There's a lovely little back flick there. Quickly twist and turn. And this was the header. The goalkeeper completely misdirected himself. Couldn't really control it at all. The back flick controls the ball, twists, turns, sends it a brilliant cross. There, the goalkeeper overrunning himself and eventually gifting a gilded sitter at the behest or at the head of Nauja Singh to head home. And he made no mistake. That's a confirmation of the first half. Nauma Mete opening the scoring for Manipur, where it was Nauja Singh who doubled the lead, and Manipur now has a 2 goal cushion for themselves as we head towards the half. We'll try and showcase the stats for you. Here are the stats. 66% ball possession for Manipur, 34% for Lakshadweep. 10 shots from Manipur, 2 shots from Lakshadweep. 3 on target from Manipur, 4 corners for Manipur. 2 fouls from Lakshadweep and 4 fouls from Manipur. 1 yellow card for Manipur. No other cards have so far been shown. And these stats were powered to you, or rather were brought to you by the official broadcasting partner of the Manipuri leg of the Hero 76 NFC Santosh Trophy, SportsKPI. Ladies and gentlemen, we will return shortly with the second half of action. Do not go anywhere. Stay tuned, stay posted while we return after a short break.
Una ding pa ni Indian na tu. Wala. Tikpa mo. Roman Reigns. Nè Roman Reigns ni tu. Sao? Sur bút. Sur liền cu.
It's already 14. Team, get ready fast. Hold the team, get ready fast. It's already 14. Come on, it's already 14. 14 minutes.
14. Substitute on
14 minutes is alive. 14, go.
Substitute on Don. Oh. Substitute on John. Be ready. 10. 10 in here. 10 out. Horo. 10 out Don. No. Ay ka mo thelo. Lâu lên anh lút số pang anh lút phốt tăng mo xuống nó lần số đó nó just wait 17 là 10 out ta rồi cái số nó còn à lâu lắm
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the second half of the contest between Lakshadweep and Manipur. Manipur has a 2-goal cushion right now. That is a perfect justification of the kind of domination that they have held so far. Wherein Lakshadweep still to showcase something for themselves. After a customary shuffle of sides, it will be Manipur on the screen who will be attacking on your screen from the right to the left in whites, wherein it will be Lakshadweep on your screen attacking from the left or from the right to the left. So it's basically Manipur who is attacking from the left to the right, wherein Lakshadweep from the right to the left, and the possession's back with Manipur. This has been the story of the first half. Plays the ball behind right now. The ball remains with Manipur, trying to cut in from that right wing. Does a decent job, sends it forward, but Mohammad Hassan will have it pretty easy this time and will comfortably collect it at the end of the day. But Manipur has taken it away from the defense. Almost in the brink of finding that all-important third, but missing the net by whiskers, trying their luck from range. However, it was not to be. But nonetheless, once again announcing their intentions, hollowing it out at the face of Lakshadweep, and the Lakshadweep defense simply refuses to learn from their mistakes over and over again, and Manipur simply seems a lot more ravenous in the second half. They have been snatching away the ball like a crumbling house of cards. And that's Lakshadweep, another effort. Goalkeeper comes out of his line, misses it again. However, Manipur not really able to utilize that opportunity. The rebound fell right at the feet of the Manipuri attacker. All he needed to do was nudge it home from almost point-blank range. Unfortunately, he overpowered his strike and it sailed over the woodwork. Lakshadweep has brought a change on, and that is Mohammad Sharif has been brought on in place of Mohammad Siyas Khan. And there is another change as well. That is Naseeb has come on in place of Nasrullah. So a twin substitution for Lakshadweep. But right now it doesn't seem like that it's working. I mean, right now, basically the start of the second half, the opening 2 minutes has actually given more way to Manipur to try and make merry, wherein Lakshadweep are somehow being rooted to their own half. There's been a similar story in the first half. There's been nothing different in the second either.
Follow me.
A free kick now, in a free kick here for Manipur from a pretty dangerous range, and Subhash Singh will try and use that. Oh, that was a lovely technique used by Subhash Singh, bringing forward the experience of knuckleball over all these years, and eventually the goalkeeper Mohammad Hassan trading it away for a corner. Look at that chance. Actually, it wasn't the goalkeeper who traded it, it was the defender. Forcing a save from Mohammad Hassan, and not really a comfortable one either. The corner comes floating in, however, not well taken, and this time it'll roll up into the arms of Mohammad Hassan comfortably. Can Lakshadweep try and use a chance? Well, it doesn't seem like that they will. The ball's back at the feet of Manipur right now. They've got nothing to worry. They have a 2-goal cushion, they have the domination, they've already started knocking on the door, rather banging on the doors, and they wanted to open in the second half as well. They've opened it twice in the first half, they've forced it open, and Lakshadweep simply stood spectators to the onslaught. They got the ball into the back of the net for a third time as well, only to be ruled out by an upside flag at the offside. And now Manipur keeping the ball in control, playing those short passes amongst themselves. And here's a chance. Sends it forward, straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, however. It's quite a race between the Lakshadweep attacker and the Manipuri defender. Once again, Kabiraj Sharma coming out of his post and collecting it comfortably. This was the chance a few moments back. The ball's back at the feet of Manipur now. Again, plays it towards the far left. Keeping their composure intact. Because right now they are not being hustled and harried by Lakshadweep. It's mainly Manipur who is not just having the lead, but are also torturing Lakshadweep at will, considering the fact that their defense has been all over the place. Manipur comes forward again. There's been a melee of boots and a lot of chaos in front of the Lakshadweep goal so far in the second half. Manipur will be happy to settle down with a corner here. And we have Naoma Meite, the goal scorer. Well, there's a substitution happening right now. We're waiting for that to be completed. Naoma sends in that cross, but a bit too far than to the player's liking. And now he tries to cut in from the left. Another opportunity, but this time Mohammad Hassan times his outing to perfection, and eventually his jump as well, collecting the ball mid-air, allowing Lakshadweep to have a sigh of reprieve, or rather to at least force out Manipur, even if for a brief period in time. And now a long ball being sent forward for Lakshadweep. Now look at this gap between their midfield and the attacking line. Just a solitary attacker who's almost lollygagged in his own half. He's had nothing to do, he's had no balls at his feet. He's had no wingers accompanying him from the wings. He's just a mere figure. A pretty nondescript figure, just having a walk in the park without anything to do at the moment. And there was another effort sizzling in from the feet of Manipur. This was the effort basically. There's a lovely little shimmy there. Kisan Singh and unloads an effort towards the goal, but straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. Mohammad Hassan has been pretty busy in the second half. And now a bit of a tussle there for the first time. Lakshadweep has got the ball. Oh, they rattled the side netting. Well, the flag was off as well. It was kind of a fine chance there for Lakshadweep. Kept on tussling onto the sidelines and eventually did manage to win the ball as well and did let one of those efforts fly, but it was nowhere close to the goal. But nonetheless, Lakshadweep will take a lot of heart from the same. And Mohammad Hassan once again coming out of the line. And there was a bit of a tanglement there. Subhash Singh quickly having a word with him. Most likely there was an extended foot that caught him, but nonetheless, the Lakshadweep goalkeeper coming of age there. Timed his run to perfection. Ow, that was unintentional. It was absolutely unintentional. I'm pretty sure that he was not really looking forward to that. But just while he was trying to get his run in shape, that is where the mishap happened. He ended up stepping on his toe. Gift Rekhan wasn't pretty happy with the same. Well, the treatment is being given over. And the physio has ran out to the center of the pitch in order to treat the goalkeeper.
Yes.
Well, as the game stands, this was the chance actually, and this is how it happened. There you go. Oh, that can be painful actually. If you look at it very closely, he just lifted his foot. I mean, it was his knee-jerk reaction as well. And it was similar with Subhash Singh as well, because he was just trying to step a foot out there. He didn't really realize the fact that the foot's going to be extended, and that is where it all went wrong. That is where he took a tumble, and that is where the impact happened. Not really a pretty pleasant one for the goalkeeper. It's going to be painful for sure. But at the moment, it's good to see that he's back on his feet. He's hobbling a bit for sure, but Lakshadweep camp will hoping that he stays on his feet.
Yeah.
And eventually he's let a goal kick fly. Pretty much of a flat one. But Manipur has got it covered. No troubles whatsoever for Manipur right now. Plays it behind. Quick passes, short passes, controlled passes. That has so far been the mantra for Manipur in this game. They have not really ventured forward in overtly or wildly without a purpose. They've spotted their runs, they've spotted their required personnel who could actually give conversion to those chances. Undoubtedly, they're leading in the game. Undoubtedly, they're running rings around Lakshadweep at the moment. Lakshadweep still struggling to find that opening, even to have a shot at least in goal. They did manage to have one in the second half, but it grazed the side netting. That's a lovely ball that's being sent down to the far right. That's a lovely inside dribble, and an effort comes floating in at the goal from Peter Mate. A lovely dribble there, going past a couple of players and eventually letting one fly. Mohammad Hassan once again putting in a timely intervention to trade for a corner. The corner's taken in. The cross comes in from the right, however, not to Manipur there. Manipur's back on the ball again, trying to use the left wing now. However, this time he has been repelled emphatically by Lakshadweep. And in fact, while it was going out, it felt as if there was a slight deflection as well, forcing out and now in favor. This was the chance of Nova Mate. lovely little drakes that inside cut and unloads a sizzling effort towards the goal that was tipped away for a corner by Mohammad Hassan, the keeper of Lakshadweep, who's had a forgettable outing so far. A couple of goals that he's conceded aren't too pretty enough for him to watch. It wasn't like as if he was valiant. He simply, in the case of the first goal, he stayed rooted to his spot. But in the case of the first goal, there wasn't much that he could have done. But in the case of the goal, it was entirely his fault. And even when the ball went into the back of the net for a third time, it was one fault because he was unable to time his jump. But thanking his stars, thanking their stars, Lakshadweep was fortunate that the flag was up already. And look at this. This is poor. This is absolutely horrendous from Lakshadweep. They just had the ball. There was no pressure at all on that field. And somehow, they still couldn't control it. They still gifted it away to Manipur. If it was a whim for them. Now, a corner in favor of Manipur. They just tried to sneak in across from it, but it was blocked by Lakshadweep. The corner comes floating in. But no, Manipur is able to receive that. Now Lakshadweep has the ball. It's almost 3v1. The Lakshadweep player trying to speed his way past or way through a melee of Manipuri boots, and at the end of the day he will be disappointed because he couldn't get his way past or he couldn't get his say in the affair. And right now the ball's back at the feet of Manipur again. And it has been, after the first game, a bit of a slightly bumpy affair. Wherein they had to toil extremely hard for that victory. The following couple of games has been an easy sailing for Manipur, and they keep on closer and closer, forcing Lakshadweep into retreat over and over again. Lakshadweep has been curled into their integument over again. Pity for Manipur. A delectable cross being floated in from the left. It wasn't really given the destination that it deserved. What a lovely ball, but all close to the goalkeeper as well, who had his base discovered. But once again, Noba Mete coming menacingly close to the goal, also bagging his brace and his team's third. But nonetheless, right now they'll have to be satiated with the ongoing 2-0 margin. Lakshadweep getting the ball in the opposition half for a long time. But Manipur quickly snuffing out any possible peril that could have even reared its head on the horizon. Forget coming forward, forget putting further life to the same. Lakshadweep tries to trade it from there. Oh, what a shot! And goal! Once a goalkeeper off his line, Lakshadweep just going ahead and showcasing their predatory instincts, sensing maybe an opportunity could be on the horizon. What a phenomenal receive. Look at the volley. Picture perfect volley. The ball entangling itself into the back of the net. And Lakshadweep, are they back in the game? Well, only time shall reveal the same. But as things stand, they have managed to reduce the arrears. It's the substitute, Mohammad Sharif, who manages to find the back of the net from almost the halfway mark, making it 2-1 now in favor of Manipur still. But Lakshadweep nonetheless have found the back of the net around the hour mark, and this will do a world of good to their confidence only if they can bring that momentum that they have at their feet right now into the game. Can they sneak in that equalizer as well? Well, only time shall say that. Now, there was an appeal for a free kick from Manipur, and it has eventually been given. There's the confirmation. Mohammad Sharif spotting the goalkeeper way off his line. Despite the fact that Manipur has been absolutely marauding in their attacking pursuits, their defense are still sparking questions. It isn't. This was the fourth goal that they have conceded so far in the tournament. From the third game, not a pretty pleasant start
Bola himo
to have when you're playing at such a high level tournament. It's Subhash Singh with that free kick. What a lovely free kick that was! He wanted to go for that near post. Not many players would ideally try that effort. He did manage to go in, but Mohammad Hassan, keeping his composure, keeping his poise, eventually trading it away and trading it away for nothing. There's a loud appeal, there's a loud protest being happening from the coach of Lakshadweep, Sri Kumar Radha. He's not happy with the decision of the referee. The ball still stays with Manipur. He's all pumped up right now. Lakshadweep is all pumped up after that opening goal. Look at this. The altercation still continues. I believe there was a bit of a push there. But nonetheless, he'll need to focus on the game. He'll need to ask his team. He'll need to egg his team back to come back. This is a chance here. Once again, another long-range effort. But this time, it wasn't well directed and it was well defended as well by Manipur, forcing Lakshadweep to take a shot from miles away that eventually didn't really have the power. This was the free kick. Look at it. Absolutely gorgeous and exquisite, forcing a save from the goalkeeper. However, Manipur right now in a bit of a heat there. Lakshadweep just fancying their opportunities there, just fancying their chances. Do they have what it takes to register an upset for the Group 6 encounter? Well, you never know. This is football. Things can change at any point in time. You always need to be alert. You always need to be on your toes. You always need to believe in the fact that things can happen. Miracles do happen. Wonders do happen. But in order for you to keep that belief intact, you will have to showcase that on the field as well. Now, a corner has gone in Manipur's way. Well, both the camps now seem heated up. Manipur, after conceding that goal, will have to be a lot more careful because right now the lead that they have is a pretty slender one and that can be stopped at any point in time. And another corner comes floating in. However, Lakshadweep manages to head it clear. The ball still remains with Manipur. Nauba Meitei on the ball. Does a decent job of dribbling and keeping the possession alive in favor of the Whites. Another long cross being floated towards the far right, but the defenders of Lakshadweep proving themselves now equal to the task. The Manipuri skipper will have a lot of work to do. He'll have to calm his team down. He'll have to showcase his team's flair in organizing themselves and bringing them back in the game. Well, still, they are on the attacking front. It's going to be Nauja Singh with the throw. He's known for those long throws. Here's a long throw that was floated in. Oh, what a save! And eventually the rebound couldn't be headed home. What a chance! And a phenomenal save there from Mohammad Hassan, denying Lakshadweep again. Well, Lakshadweep is simmering at the point. And they are willing to put everything on the line in order to deny Manipur and try and force themselves back into the game. This is what dreams are made of. This is what beliefs are made of. This is what tenets are being forged from. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Mohammad Hassan, who's had a forgettable game in the first half, have come out in a very strong avatar in the second, has pulled in some crucial saves, denying Manipur a crack at goal and keeping Lakshadweep alive in the game. Now it's on their attacking unit. Can they make all these saves count? Can they get that important equalizer? Right now, the answer is no. Because Manipur has managed to reclaim possession for themselves. In games like these, when you're dominating, when you're dictating, you're frustrating your opposition, and out of nowhere, you end up conceding a goal. There's a shuffle in momentum. There's a shuffle in belief. And these phases of the game are very nice. It's a lovely 1-2 there created, but Lakshadweep defense stands tall and continues to deny Manipur for a third time to find the back of the net. This is now turning out into a heated exchange between attack and defense. Manipur is bringing on a substitution here in order to bolster their midfield, in order to put a hold to the
Okay, line drop.
consistent shuffle in momentum that's happening right now. It is Danjil, the man who's in right now on the pitch. A lot of work will have to be done by Manipur. Their defense continues to wobble away at the slightest of knocks. And this is the confirmation of the same, Naucha Singh, the man who scored the second goal of the day for Manipur, has been taken off, wherein it's Danjil, Sigomang Danjil, the man who's come on. Lakshadweep. They are now kind of frustrating Manipur at the moment. Well, Manipur has been pretty profligate as well. They've created the chances, but they haven't really been able to put them to bed. But this is a lovely run from Lakshadweep. Can they utilize that? Well, that's a lovely outside turn, but before he could have reached the ball, the Manipur defense was right on their money as they snatched it away from Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep desperately trying to take the ball away, but in the process ended up hurling himself. That's Yomi Longwa. Yomi Longwa has had a pretty silent game so far. He's helped in the attacks for sure, but going by the high standards of Yomi Longwa, he has somehow been slightly withdrawn from the game. It was Mohammad Tafruk, the man responsible for the challenge. And now a throw in in favor of Lakshadweep. There's another Manipuri player who's down on the pitch. Lakshadweep is not willing to stop the game. And Manipur does a decent job of taking it away from Lakshadweep. The coach, Sri Kumar Radha, absolutely not happy about the fact that they are conceding possession. He's making it clear that they'll have to keep the possession, and that's kind of pretty much, that's kind of obvious. If you want to come back, if you want to fight back in the game. Nonetheless, a brilliant cross comes floating in from the right. However, it has been well taken care of by Lakshadweep as they trade it away for a corner. Ladies and gentlemen, just to give you all a heads up, this game is brought to you live by the official broadcasting partner of the Manipuri leg of Hero 76 NFC Santosh Trophy, and that is SportsKPI. So do not forget to check them out as well. But right now we have a corner at hand, and it's Subhash Singh who can float that in, but the defenders leaping tall. Another opportunity for Manipur. A twin effort, trying and unloading an effort towards the goal. Didn't really find the required destination because it was a very emaciated cross at the end of the day. The Lakshadweep players are absolutely punched. Look at it at the end. The first go, he misses. The second one, he slams it straight into his own player. And eventually, Ishan Singh's effort to try and send it goal bound was not taken care of, or was not well placed, for it sailed over the woodwork by lighters. Right now, once again, Manipur fancying their chances from the range, saw the goalkeeper slightly off his line, and did eventually try and sneak out an opportunity. Look at this. But there was no one who could have given the eventuality to the ball that Manipur would have prayed for. And now Lakshadweep can try and launch an attack of their own. The ball has went forward. The tussle continues for the ball, and eventually it'll be Manipur who will be winning the possession this time. We are now down to the final 19 minutes of the regulation time, and as things stand, Manipur still has the lead for themselves, and they have definitely been the better of the two sides. But the second half, after Lakshadweep managed to find the back of the net, they have also started believing. They have started keeping Manipur at bay as much as possible, hoping for another fragment of an opportunity. Manipur looking for that avenue of space, looking for that leeway that will help them to try and get themselves back in the contest. Another long ball being played now to the player onto the far right. A bit of a shimmy down that right wing. A lovely cross coming in from the right. It's quite a teasing delivery. But nonetheless, the ball stays alive at the feet of Manipur, and Manipur jiggles their way past a melee if Lakshadweep boots, but Lakshadweep once again standing resolutely tall in front of an incessant Manipuri attacking unit who are raining one attacking enterprise after the other. And now Manipur still continues to drive forward, but Lakshadweep does a decent job of snatching the ball away and now try and drive forward as much as they can. Can they thrust their players in the front? Well, they need more men up front. They just have that one player who's right now sniping that area, hoping maybe a fragment of an opportunity once again comes knocking on his way. But believe me, Manipur is definitely going to be wary of those chances. They were probably caught off guard when this entire incident happened, when the first goal was scored. But right now, they'll be a lot more alert. They'll be a lot more vigilant about the fact that they won't be committing that early to the cause, to the opportunities. And the physio has once again been summoned over to take care of the player who's down right now. Now this was the goal. The goalkeeper did manage to put in a full stage dive, but no matter whatsoever you're doing in situations like these, at times it becomes extremely difficult for you. It's good to see that the players are back up on their feet.
Substitute. 12 in. 12 in Manipur.
They keep on barging on the doors again. Manipur does a fine job of just sneaking their way past through the defense of Lakshadweep, but not for long because the referee instantly spotted an infringement, eventually blowing the whistle, giving away a free kick now in favor of Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep slightly turning on the number of people, or rather turning on the knob that will allowing a few more players to come in pursuit of the goal. Once again, poor defending there from Lakshadweep, completely missing the ball. And now here's an opportunity for Manipur to try and launch an opportunity again, or to try and sneak in a chance. Goes for that grounder. And now it'll be safely in the arms of the goalkeeper. Nauba Mete comes on, keeps on knocking on the doors. Try and focus from the right. However, it's a bit of a more of box-to-box action, but not in a positive sense. It's mainly goalkeepers who were involved in that last move, and now Manipur's back on the hunt again, rolling the ball on the ground, believing in those passes. And this is a chance again, trying to use it from that left. Lovely little dummy, but unable to keep the ball at his feet. It stays back with Manipur again, or rather has been reclaimed by Manipur. Now all this momentum that Lakshadweep had at their disposal, if they are unable to utilize it shortly, I don't think they'll be able to utilize it, because with every passing minute Manipur will be regrowing in confidence, will be regrowing in stature, and crosses like these will keep on coming, even though it was not well utilized by Manipur. But the ball has stayed alive and alive in the danger zone. Manipur has a chance of letting a shot fly, but this time Mohammad Hassan standing up to the task, eventually denying him for a while. As the ball falls back for Manipur, cross comes in, but this time the defense of Lakshadweep leaping heroically above their heights and trading it away. This was the chance. A substantial hit there and an equally brilliant save coming in from Mohammad Hassan. Another substitution now happening for Manipur at the moment. And it is Boy Singh who will be coming on in place of Singham Subhas Singh. The captain is being withdrawn. However, right now, Lakshadweep was on the attack. Just to give you all a heads up, Boy Singh is a defender. So right now, Manipur also needs some defensive solidity, and I believe the introduction of Boy Singh is a clear indicator of the fact that despite all the attacking aggressions that they are making right now, they'll also need a sentinel who will be rallying their defenses and ensuring the fact that Lakshadweep doesn't get that opportunity to restore parity. But somehow, if you believe, if you followed the game very closely, Lakshadweep will need a lot more of those finishing touches. They need to work on that. They've been pretty profligate. They missed a lot of opportunities. They're built pretty firmly, but at the end of the day, they'll have to finish as well. A cross comes floating in from the right, but an exceptionally done, well blocked there from Lakshadweep. Eventually trades it away for a corner in favor of Manipur at the moment. And we have Nawab Ameti, the opening goal scorer of the day for Manipur, taking that corner, floats that in towards that far left. The ball's fallen back at the feet of Manipur, but Lakshadweep absolutely desperate to snatch away the possession. Playing it back, another cross comes floating into the opposition box. The ball's back at the feet of Nawab Ameti. There's a lovely little shimmy there, sends in another cross, a tantalizing one from the right, but this time Mohammad Hassan has seemed a lot more confident in the second half. Another opportunity, another tussle, an opportunity for Lakshadweep to try and sneak in the equalizer. Almost. With a scintillating save there from the Manipuri goalkeeper has denied them. Cross comes floating in from the right. The danger still not gone, but this time straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. Oh my word, it's all happening. It's all happening. The game has come alive. And now Manipur kinda is surviving at the moment with Lakshadweep with their occasional bursts of brilliance. It was once again Mohammad Sharif who almost found the back of the net. However, the goalkeeper Namsang Lena Hauke denying Sharif with a picture-perfect save, diving to his right, and that too diving low to his right to deny the opposition. It's a lovely little flick coming in there.
6 out.
And now it's a goal kick in favor of Lakshadweep. A bit of a confrontation there. However, the linesman was the one who settled it all.
Không lâu mì.
The ball's back at the feet of Lakshadweep again. Manipur again. They tried to send one long cross towards the far right. But the Manipuri player wasn't going to reach that. Another Lakshadweep player has taken a tumble. It seems that he's writhing in agony outside the field, so thereby that will make and here's a substitution, another substitution happening there for Lakshadweep. It's Muhammad Amir who's going to come on, and Anwar, their captain, is going to come off. Well, the medico has been summoned over there, just putting away some emergency treatment. Time is running away for Lakshadweep. They will be hoping forward, or they'll be desperate to get that equalizer. Wherein for Manipur, these last 8 minutes, this last regulation 8 minutes, are going to be vital. And the ball's now back at the feet of Manipur. Quickly stitches a pass between themselves. Plays it forward, keeps on driving forward. Manipur once again on the prowl. A bit of a stumble there. Cross comes in from the right, but a timely intervention from the defender. Mohammad Hassan once again was out of his line, but this time couldn't really get or realize the flight of the ball. But that was a very neat piece of defense there coming in from Lakshadweep, denying Manipur once again. Lakshadweep are still believing that they can restore parity in the game. The lead is a pretty slender one, but Manipur comes from the left, sends in a cross, but straightly headed away by Lakshadweep without any hesitation. And eventually, while the ball was rolling out of bounds, it took a sharp deflection off a Manipuri player, imparting a throw-in in favor of Lakshadweep right now. Well, it's all happening. We are staying witness to a thrilling encounter between two sides. Two mismatching sides, actually, two contrasting sides. Manipur were definitely the better of the two, or in fact have been the better of the two as well. But Lakshadweep suddenly relying on those occasional bursts of brilliance, those spasmodic efforts to get that or to crack open that goal. They did manage to find the opener like one of those efforts and almost managed to restore parity a couple of minutes ago, if not for the goalkeeper, Namsang Lena Haukip. Another opportunity, another long ball being sent, but this time it was not well controlled as it went out of bounds for a goal kick. Ball's back with Manipur. Continue to deliver, and they continue to drive forward as well, and Lakshadweep continues to deny. Lakshadweep still looking for some personnel, for some firepower that will help them to enhance their belligerence, their salvo up front. Well, the coach is screaming right now to probably try and get the game forward. However, the referee forced a stop there, asking for the physio and maybe also pointing at the stretcher, which isn't a very good sign for the player. Most likely he took a knock, and he took a knock on the knee. He already has it strapped, so not a pretty decent sign for the player as the stretcher has been brought out. And as the story of the game stands, Manipur still has that lead in their favor. A very slender one, but the lead still remains. It was Naoba Meite who managed to open the scoring for Manipur, wherein it was Naucha Singh who doubled the lead. Naucha Singh has been taken off from the ground. And this time, however, Manipur unable to keep the ball in control. It's fallen back for Lakshadweep. Quickly twists and turns and sends a ball forward. However, they were not able to control it, but Manipur trading it away for a quick throw in there. Not really willing to take the risks. Final 5 minutes of regulation time remaining. A long throw coming in, but the ball now stays with Lakshadweep for a brief point in time, but Manipur has stolen away, and now they are on their way forward to launch another offensive of their own, but denied by Lakshadweep. Slanting cross comes towards the far right. Once again, Naoba Meite on the ball. Cross coming, opportunity, and goal number 3 for Manipur. The game has now been put to bed once and for all. This is the replay. A brilliant cross floating in from Yami Longva, and eventually a phenomenal header sending it beyond the reach of a full stretch dive from the goalkeeper of Lakshadweep. The opportunities keep on coming there, and as things stands, it's all over. All hopes have now gone down the drain for Lakshadweep, because right now the kind of task that they'll have to put up if they want to come back in the game, if they hope for a miracle, is that they'll have to put in an extra foot. They'll have to go all guns blazing right now. The defensive strategy won't work anymore for them. They've tried in those past few minutes, they've tried very hard. They almost even managed to find that equalizer. But that goal, it settled all of it. It was a fine, fine finish there. And all kudos to the pass as well. Yami Longwa, after having pretty much of a silent affair, did manage to send in that scarring cross that was given the perfect treatment. And here's the confirmation. It's Segomang Danjul, the man who came on as a substitute a few moments ago, has managed to find the back of the net and a thumping header to put it beyond the reach of the goalkeeper. Manipur still keeps on knocking around from that right wing. This right wing has been a wonder path, a path of fire being forged by Manipur. They had a pretty much of a reticent spell in the second half, a brief period of ever since they managed to find the back of the net. However, that point, or rather that phase of the game, was well taken care of by Manipur. They did manage to come forward on attacks, keep on knocking on the doors despite the audacious ingressions of Lakshadweep on occasion. Another long ranger being attempted there from the right by Lakshadweep, but this time again to no avail as the ball keeps on rolling onto the pitch. Manipur on the rise again, on the surge, hoping to find that fourth and maybe put the game completely beyond the reach. Well, the game is already beyond the reach of Lakshadweep, but maybe a fourth goal will make this an even more consolidated statement of domination that they have stitched. They may have conceded 4 goals so far from the 3 games, but the kind of attack that they have managed to stitch forward has been absolutely impeccable. They scored 3 goals in the opening fixture. They scored 5 in the second, making it 8. And now they have another 3. So 11 goals so far from 3 games. And with a goal difference of +7, it kind of gives you the hint that they are here to rule Group 6. And they are doing that with an iron fist so far. The kind of opposition that they have had has been extremely limited. This is a chance again for Manipur to break from that right. That right wing has been the source, has been the origin and genesis of all problems for Lakshadweep. Not just Lakshadweep, the last 2 games as well, wherein it is the right wing that has led the oppositions to shiver and tremble in front of an aggressive Manipuri unit. 4 minutes have been added on so far. 240 seconds of exciting football. Do we have another goal? Do we have another late twist in the game? Well, only time shall reveal. But it seems that Manipur is not going to sit back and defend in those 4 minutes. They keep on driving forward. They keep on coming forward in search of that 4th goal. There's a golden opportunity, but this time Mohammad Hassan was right on spot and did come out of his line in time to deny the opposition another crack at goal. But it seems that he's taken a knock on the knee. We'll try and show you this is a lovely ball there, stitched, and a phenomenal run from the attacker there. There was a bit of a push from the back, but well, it seems that that wasn't an impact of a player, but he most likely clattered onto the field with his knee. And what happens is, if there are times when your knee gets stuck onto the field while you're diving, and if it does, it's a very painful, a very agonizing injury ideally. And I believe that is exactly what has happened to Mohammad Hassan. He's had a pretty he's had an encounter to remember at time, and he's had an encounter to forget as well. So keeping all these things in mind, let's just say that as things stand, Manipur will be a happy side, and definitely fans will love to see their home side walk away with the bragging rights, and that too emphatically. Well, it's good to see that the goalkeeper's back on his feet. He's had a bump, of course. Manipur calmly keeping the ball at their feet, not in a hurry right now. Trying to drive forward from the left now, but the left wing has definitely created those chances, but the right has been a lot more destructive, a lot more rampant, and definitely been the most emphatic source of problems for their oppositions. As we head into the final minute of the game, quickly encapsulating the story, we'll get back to that, but right now Manipur is on the break. Another chance, oh my word! Almost there with that fourth. Very, very close, and yet so far couldn't connect. Well, it was not easy to keep the ball low. And that is a challenge in these circumstances, or especially in these situations. Another chance being sent from the right. Can they keep the ball under control? It does seem that Manipur will be the one to have the last laugh. But can Lakshadweep? Well, it's kind of a free kick now being given. An opportunity for Manipur again to drive forward. Cross comes floating in, another header being attempted. Oh, the goalkeeper once again making hash of affairs, once again spilling the ball and almost invoking trouble for himself. However, as fortune would have it, the things still remain as it is. It keeps on coming on the doors. Manipur keeps on knocking further with every passing minute. Do they have that fourth for themselves? They almost had one because the goalkeeper ended up spilling the chance. Keep on driving faster and harder at the goal. Takes another effort, but nonetheless, well, this time the goalkeeper will have it under control. And we have almost played 5 minutes of additional time and 4 were allotted. And that's that. The referee blows the final whistle. Manipur has managed to secure the bragging rights of the game. Srikumar rather, he was briefly buoyed by the sudden outburst of Lakshadweep, but Manipur does a decent job of keeping things under control, keeping their nerves under the pump, and eventually secure an important victory that has now cemented their position at the top of the points table. Well, we'll try and showcase you the stats of the game and the final score line as well.
Stand by.
Well, here's the full-time confirmation. We have Naoba Meite opening the scoring for Manipur, and then Nauja Singh doubled the lead. Mohammad Sharif managed to find the back of the net. Well, and it was Segomang Danjal who got that third strike in favor of Manipur to put the game to bed once and for all. We'll now try and showcase you the statistics that will eventually tell you the exact story of the game. There it is. Manipur with 57% ball possession, Lakshadweep with 43, 18 shots from Manipur, 6 from Lakshadweep, 6 on target from Manipur, 3 from Lakshadweep, 8 corners in favor of Manipur, 5 fouls from Lakshadweep, 4 from Manipur, 1 yellow card from Manipur, and that's all. That's all from the fixture. These stats were powered by the official broadcasting partner of Hero 76 NFC Santosh Trophy, SportsKPI. Do not forget to check them out. And as we say this, there's another interesting fixture coming up at 2 p.m. from the Kumar Lampak Main Stadium, and it's between Punjab and Chandigarh. Do not forget to join us all. For now, we'll be signing off. That's all from the opening fixture here. This is your commentator Rohit signing off from the game. Thank you everyone for joining in.